For most people, when they search for ways to make passive income, they ignore the crypto side of things. However, in this video, I'm going to go through how I do this right now to save yourself obviously time and money, and pretty much get a complete semi-passive income system set up. So let's jump straight into it. First things first, here is what we're going to do is jump over here to my mirror board, and pretty much this is my approach, and I want to try and showcase the comparisons between obviously crypto and online. Obviously what most people tend to focus on is like affiliate marketing, dropshipping, all these kind of areas. But what I want to do is try and tie these together and show pretty much how this is used and how it's worked. So obviously our key goal, you can see it up in the top of the screen, passive income. That's our goal. So we have two options here, and most people go down the side here where it says online affiliate marketing, and what ends up happening is you may not get the results in the time you want, and also what ends up happening is you realize that you actually need a lot of money to actually build up an online affiliate marketing business or whatever area you're looking to focus on. So if I did a quick Google search here, and you can see here already with affiliate marketing, it's dedicated several months to over a year to learn and create content before expecting any kind of return. So this leads us on to the very first point, is audience reliance. You rely 100% on your audience to actually earn. If your audience don't spend, you don't earn. Simple and straightforward. Obviously on the yield farming, and I mentioned yield farming because it's obviously in DeFi, in crypto, in that side of things, it's capital driven, so you don't rely on your audience. You pretty much have money, you put into it, you take money out of it. Now obviously the key thing here is you need to always have some sort of strategy, some sort of plans built out, and obviously this is where I suppose the self shield comes in here. This is what I'm building with the Wealth Builders Alliance. Again, focus heavily on building passive income through yield farming and crypto in a sustainable way, and key thing here is not having to spend a massive amount of hours and months having to learn everything from scratch, and relying, as I said, on your audience. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go through some of these right now and just kind of give an overview of it, and then what I'm going to do next is show you how I would potentially get into a yield farming position now to start earning straight away. So obviously on the left here you can see the online affiliate. Again, platform dependency. I mentioned audience reliance. Platform dependency was a key one as well. So obviously a complete reliance on a platform. So for most people to do online affiliate marketing, what ends up happening is they build it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. But what ends up happening is because of that platform, for whatever reason, they tweak algos, they change elements of it. What's going to end up happening to you is you're going to lose your audience. Your audience is gone completely. Therefore, you're almost back to square one again of having to build it out. It's time heavy setup again, which most people that are even probably watching this video and understand the passive income side of things is you constantly need to be creating content, generating leads, websites, the whole lot. It's a constant creation process. And again, if you don't understand them, it leads to a bigger problem again. Obviously, we have low margins. So I know in some cases with affiliate marketing, you can get like maybe 200-300% commission on products. But the problem is they come and go very quickly. And this is pretty much the same throughout every one of these products that are offered. Again, most other people would look at advertising costs. You may have to run ads to potentially build out an audience. Again, a major problem, a major headache, and another area you have to learn and build out from it. You have obviously the product risk, again, which you're never 100% sure if the customers are going to like it, or if you're promoting something that's maybe faulty, something wrong with it, could impact everything that you've built up. And comes to the side of things is not truly passive. Now, this is going to be true on both sides. It's not truly passive income. But the key here is the online approach, the affiliate marketing approach is very time heavy and requires a lot of work to actually build out. Now, for me, I was on that side of things, affiliate marketing, online marketing, things like that. But I see straight away the joy and the returns that you can get from yield farming. And this is one of the key reasons why, obviously, I focus heavily now on yield farming. So in the yield farming section, obviously, it's capital driven. So the more money you put in, the potential you have to earn more over time, which I think obviously is good to an extent, obviously. But again, you need a starting point. It's time efficient. Is semi-true as well. You don't have to spend as long doing things. You have to kind of manage positions, understand what's happening, but that is pretty much it. We have it predictable in terms of strategies. Now, this is also true, I suppose, because you can get into positions that are like stable kind positions, which are offering you a stable return over a period of time. We have obviously the high ROI potential. It's not something that I really focus heavily on when I just talk about yield farming and things like that. We have flexibility. We have no customer work, which is key. You don't have to interact with customers. It's very scalable as you grow. And again, this is something I often talk about in the group, that we can scale situations and scale positions really efficiently. And I think this is where the two are massive. In order to scale in affiliate marketing, it needs either one, more time or more money. Whereas to scale a yield farming position, it just needs more money, and that is generated from the positions themselves. And obviously, it's a diversification versus stocks. It's not, you can pretty much do something similar, obviously, in stocks, but you have the potential to earn a bit more higher yield, I think, in true yield farming. So with that in mind, I gave you a kind of brief breakdown of everything, my approach here. You see it down here in the bottom. Affiliate marketing equals work hard for maybe returns. Yield farming, let capital and strategy work for you. And I think that is probably one of the key things here, and it's probably so key. I'm going to bring it right up there. But again, it just shows you what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I think it's more of a mindset shift of going from potentially the old way of doing things to a potential newer way of doing it. And I understand most people are probably watching this, and if you got this far, you're already thinking, I don't know enough about yield farming. It is very risky. Can be very risky. Again, if you don't have some sort of strategy, some sort of plans built in, and if you're just going at it gun ho and you're not learning anything, as I said, that's where you have big problems. So as I said, I'm building out different guides and courses to help people along their journey. So if you have no idea about crypto, you just barely know the terms of crypto in general, then as I said, an opportunity is in the group, because it's going to go over concepts and things like that for you, and obviously better position you to make better decisions, I suppose, is the key here. So if we take this side for an example, the yield farming side, I'm going to go over a quick breakdown of how I go about this and how you would do it. And from there, you're pretty much going to see what you can potentially earn. So we're going to jump over here to a platform that I use regularly, is VFAT. Now again, if you're watching it, you're not familiar with this, don't panic. I go into all this in the group, I discuss about these things. I just, again, want you to focus on the opportunity, I suppose, here, and not worry too much about the individual, how things are working at this moment in time. So we can see here already at this moment in time, there's a few different positions. So you can see here, I just looked at this one at the moment, USDC and Bitcoin, and you can see here that this range, what I've said, is roughly 22%. So it's a wide enough range. I would like to go a little bit wider, I suppose, and bring this APR down a bit more. And the key thing here to remember is what's going to happen is you're still getting a 30% return on your investment here. Obviously, we need to stay within this range over a period of, obviously, for a while. But the key thing here to understand is you're getting 30%. So if I jump over here to the tools that I have built out, and again, if you're just putting in $5,000, it's not something that you need to have a massive amount of money into it. You just need to kind of, again, I emphasize this, building strategy. So as I mentioned, 30% over the year. Straight off the bat, that's going to be earning us $4 a day. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to be like, $4 is not worth a damn to me. It's not going to give me anything. It's not going to gain anything from me. However, the key thing here to remember is it's starting this entire journey. You put that $5,000 into potentially, like I mentioned here, building out this. You're going to put $5,000 cash into it, and obviously you're going to be left putting your time into it. And I think you're never sure what you're going to actually get. And I know from affiliate marketing and all that other side of passive income things that you use, they require capital and time. Yield farming requires capital and time, but not as much of each. And I think that is one of the key things to kind of remember and understand. Now, if you're doing yield farming off your own shoulders and you haven't learned anything about it, you need to put in the time to learn, and you're going to have to go through all the potential scenarios where you're going to make mistakes, and they're going to be the ones that are going to cost you, obviously, capital. But again, as I mentioned here, or this one here, you can see roughly $4.11 is what you're going to be making per day using this position. Obviously, you're going to earn total interest is $1,500. Again, there's nothing wrong with that over 1 year of having in the position. However, you will be in and out of ranges, which is obviously understandable. But again, the key here is that's earning. That's cash flow that's coming to you every single day in this position. And with crypto, the prices go up, prices go down, they go up and they go down. But again, building systems, building strategies, so you understand where you're doing and what you're building, I think is key. And you can see then how quickly this can go just in general. So like obviously here at the end of the year, if you compound obviously your $4 every single day, you're going to earn more based over on compounding interest. Again, you search that, you'll learn more about the power of compounding and growth. But even at that, even if we just focus on this one of the earnings, of just taking your earnings out of it every single week, it's $30 pretty much coming out of it every single week to you. That $30 then can potentially be put into a new position, a new LP farm, and there is where the progress and the building starts. As I said, if you put in 5,000 into a business right now, there's nothing to say you're going to earn $30 in a week from earnings. I think that's a big impact, obviously, you have straight away. And the key here is, once you start building these out and building out these yield farming positions, they will become passive, because you will get a better understanding of what way things work, how it all ties together, and pretty much start generating. And as I said, it's something that I'm doing on a regular basis. I use my yield farming, I use the rewards from yield farming to compound them into different positions and grow my passive income. And that has led me to kind of completely remove myself from this side, which I was doing before, because it's just way too much time has to be put into it to build out sustainable income, I suppose, is the key here. And this is the key over here, is what we're trying to do, is build a sustainable income. That's, we know each week we're going to have a similar amount, whereas over here you're never really sure. You may have good weeks that you get maybe $200 or $300, and you'll have bad weeks where you get nothing, but you're still putting in the same amount of time. Over in the yield farming side, you have a good week, you might get $200, but the next week you mightn't get 200, but you might get 170, or you might get 250. And I think this is the key thing, where you need to kind of identify and understand the difference between both sides. So look, I'm going to leave it there. The link below for the group, if you're interested, is here. Should be down below, actually. Again, pretty much I keep adding to this, and I will be growing this out to be one of the best, I suppose, communities for crypto. And again, as I said, I'm focusing on a cheaper rate, because I think this should be accessible to everyone, has the opportunity to get into it. Again, this is a founder's rate that I think I have mentioned there somewhere. If I don't have it mentioned, it will be. I access a lot of different tools, and yeah, pretty much I just want everyone to earn and utilize, I suppose, DeFi and crypto to the best of their advantages. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching the video, and I hope everyone has a great day.